Okay, so a plane's flying over. This is the bad thing about doing things outside. We've got a plane flying over and then people cutting up the huge trees. And so, my third tip for having a healthy marriage, a hurricane healthy marriage, and this can apply, all of these tips can apply throughout the entire process, but this is more afterwards. Um, just focus on doing what you need to do, but don't forget your spouse in that process. So the day after the storm, everybody in our neighborhood was outside cleaning up, piles of debris. If I were to keep walking down the street, there are multiple trees down. There are huge piles of brush in front of people's homes. So they were just trying to get out and assess the damage and get things cleaned up. And so you're working on doing these things, and that's a great thing that you see with neighbors helping neighbors. We actually, I want to give a shout out to our neighbor Jim. We actually had a pile of debris after Milton that the city was supposed to come and pick up, and they ended up suspending that, and we didn't have a truck or any way to get it, and so he helped us with his truck and loading that up and taking it to the dump before the storm came, which was great, or those would have been missiles that were being launched around our neighborhood. But back to just doing what you have to do. You have to clean up after the storm. If you don't have to go back to work, if your work is giving you time off, take time off. If you don't have to, whatever. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I experience, what I imagine most people experience, is the buildup of adrenaline and anxiety that you have because of the storm. And then even the next day, you've got this extra adrenaline to help you kind of push through and keep things going and clean up. But then you get to the next day, which for us was yesterday, and I woke so totally exhausted and just not feeling like doing anything. Like I didn't want to move, I didn't want to think, I didn't want to do anything. And we were very fortunate. We didn't even lose power. So despite that, though, we hadn't gotten a lot of sleep. We did have, I have to laugh because we had flooding unrelated to the storm. So our air conditioner handler had frozen over and leaked into our downstairs closet and bathroom area. Well, we had filled our bathtub with water because that's what you're supposed to do. If you lose power, you can use it to flush the toilets. And we thought the bathtub had leaked. So we're trying to dry it all up. We're trying to dry the carpets. This happened, we realized at about, like 1 o'clock on Thursday morning. So about the time the storm was dying down a little bit. And so we're setting up fans and drying the floor and everything. Well, then about 2:30, when we knew things were past and I was about ready to go to bed, my husband wanted me to help him move the fans around to dry it up more. And so we started doing that, and we realized that there was still water coming from somewhere and it was just soaked. So we ended up tearing up the carpeting and the padding. We had to get my son and have him come downstairs and help us throw it all away in the trash can. Of course, it was still raining, so we just put the trash can outside the front door and stripped everything up and had to use the wet dry vac to clean it up. And so, now, of course, we're gonna have to do some kind of new flooring there.